Hey, welcome back to Bob's Barn Workshop. We might have talked about the telescope, but anyway, I got a new project. A couple days ago, my grandson had a little accident and a fender bender in his Toyota Corolla 2008 with the fancy one with the air dams and stuff. And so we ordered, it's all, the only damage to it's all plastic parts. The bumper, the little air dams, one of the headlights, and the fender liners. So I ordered all that stuff, and the fender, or the bumper came today, but it was folded in thirds. So I kind of got it setting in the sun. That's unfortunately a low E glass, so it's not getting real hot, but it was folded up. Each end was folded in and taped up. So I'm kind of letting that sit out. That's the next project we're going to work on. I'm going to give you a quick view. Now, the same night, I went out in, me and the wife went out in the Traverse, and we hit a great big fat deer and totally trashed the front of the Traverse. Luckily, we have insurance. My grandson doesn't have collision. That's why we're fixing it ourselves. The Traverse had $6,000 worth of front end damage. But that's already in the shot. But here's the Corolla with all of its plastic missing. Luckily, it did break the passenger side headlight. I got a used one on order. As I said, the fender liners and the bumper have come, so all we got is the little air dams that go on each corner and the fog lights that go on the bottom of the bumper. The whole kit with shipping was $230 to fix this car, so it was cheaper than buying the insurance. You can see the hood is buckled. That's from a different event when his hood come unlatched and flipped up over the roof. So we also bought a hood and had that painted a couple months ago. We just haven't got around to putting it on. So one of my videos coming up will be putting this car all back together. Something new for me, doing body work. All right, guys. I don't know if you can see this very well. My lovely wife is coming across the yard through 2 foot of snow drifts out here. Snow is beautiful. It's just a little deep. That is probably 2 feet deep at least, and about a 3 foot deep drift. My lovely wife of 45 plus years. But the sun is hot, so and there's the barn. All right. Welcome to upstate New York. So just an update on the progress we're coming on. The parts for the 2008 Corolla. Our fog lights come in. I just got that tentatively sitting in the hole. This is the styrofoam shock absorber that goes inside the bumper. The air dams have come. They're not exactly the same color plastic, but we're not painting it because the car's already black. He's just going to wax it and get it on the road. Got both of it here. I got a used headlight. Turns out that it's broken, and it's so bad I just ordered a pair of brand new ones. So that's what's holding us up. I got the liners. I got the other fog light that goes in the bottom of the chin here. Cool little air dams. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to back that little car into the garage, take out the car that we've borrowed, which is an old Hyundai with a bad muffler, but it's the only car we got to use because if you followed the story, my Traverse is also in the shop because we hit a deer the same night my grandson wrecked his car. So yeah, and then while my grandson had my van off about 40 miles away, the brake line broke and he had to take it to his shop, and he was stranded for a couple of days at his girlfriend's house. So it's been a long and tedious road. But we're going to get these 3 cars. They say bad luck comes in threes, see? So there we go. We've had our 3. And pretty soon we'll just be snapping this all back together. And there's 8 bolts that hold the bumper on. A couple of them push pin clips. I ordered some of them. That's what holds the fender liners. They're just like Tupperware around inside the fenders. They were ripped off, so we just ordered new ones. They were like, I think it was $14 for the pair of them. So it was kind of a no-brainer. The fog lights, they were 25 bucks. These chins were, the chin things aren't really necessary for the car to work, but they were 45 bucks a pair to make it dress up nice. The headlights ended up costing me a little over $80, probably $90 shipped. But I got the cool kind of black chrome ones too, so the car will look a little cooler. Alright, we'll come back when we get some more work done on this. Dun 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 da da da. Hi guys. Well, one step further here, I've got to get this borrowed Hyundai out of the garage and get my containment mat out of the garage, which you can see all the water that it's trapped and how dry the floor is. It works marvelous. And then I need to back the Toyota in on this glorious sunny day. I'm not sure what we got going on in the back here. I see something's hanging down. I didn't notice that before. That's just a trim piece, so that just snaps it. Oh, it's broken, of course. But we'll put that sucker on with some double sticky tape. Is what we'll do. There's little air dams in the back. This one's alright. He's got like ground effects, whatever. And that's what we're going to be putting back on here. We got to save these bolts. That's the headlight bolt we need to get out right there to get this broken headlight assembly out. Luckily the hood's not broken, the grill's not broken. This grill is unsnapped. I'm hoping that that's intact. I don't want to have to change the damn grill. I'm gluing it if I have to. And we have a new hood to go on this because the hood blew up and got bent and bent the hinges. So we're going to have to take whatever it takes to get that off. I'm hoping I don't have to take the freaking fender off or some stupid thing like that to get this out. I'm hoping that comes in from here. I might have to take the wipers off. But I'm going to do that where it's warm. In the garage out of the wind. Alright, let's get this job done. So I've gotten the Toyota backed in and starting to investigate what we got to tear off first. The headlights have to go back in first. Unfortunately, they're the things that are not here yet. So I can't assemble the rest of all this until I get the new headlights. But they're on the way. A couple days. I got what's left of the grill out. There was just 2 screws at the corner here where these bumpers are. And I put the bumpers right back in the hole because we're going to need to reuse those. This is a little different than other videos I've seen. This actually has 6mm like Allen head screws that hold the headlight and some of the body panels together. We're going to need that to get the headlight apart. 6mm. And some of the bolt holes here, I put I put PB Blaster on them. This is the top one. Now, there's nothing down here to support this part of the air dam. I think in some of the cars there's some sort of support here. But apparently, whatever happened to this car before, there's supposed to be like an underbelly of some sort maybe. I don't know. We'll see when we start fitting the bumper on and start seeing what's needs to screw into where. But it just connects there. It connects up here to these 2. It connects to this one over here, I think somewhere along the top here. And then this one in the corner. And then there's a couple of places where it screws up from the bottom into this bumper. And the air dams just kind of snap on. I got a bunch of those push pin things coming. The hood has to be changed, and check this miserable engineering out. The front bolt you could probably get with a wobble. The back bolt, no way, it's buried behind the fender. So I'm going to have to pull the top corner of the fender loose and swing it out. Now I don't think that's a problem. I think there's just a couple of bolts. There's a bolt behind this, and maybe in the edge of the door frame, and a couple here, and I think I can just pull it out enough to get a wrench down in there. Now this is going to be poor lighting, but it doesn't look like anything holds that fender down through here. It looks like it's just held at the bottom. Sorry, held at the bottom. I think there's just a bolt in the corner right here. And I saw a guy just pop this out somehow. I think he just pried it out like a body panel tool kind of a thing. Because we got to get the hood off. Yeah, it's just one of them plastic rivet things. Come on, baby. Oh, I just broke the friggin' thing. Damn it. But there's the bowl I need to get out. Super glue will fix a lot of things. Dang it. There's always some crap like this. You need to get way down in there to get that out. We don't really care. This car just needs to go down the road. Alright, well that sucked. I'm going to have to glue that back together. I do have super glue. Alright, we'll come back. Okay, so I'm experimenting, trying to figure out how to get to this hood hinge. I have taken the two, I think they're 4mm head Allen screws. I set them up there out of the way that were here. And of course you saw me break the plastic. Wasn't that fun? It'd be amazing what you can do with silicone sealer. And we'll pull this 10mm bolt out. And of course there's something else holding it somewhere. Alright, well, we'll work on finding one. I'm going to show you all the numbers, but his license plate got a little wadded up in the accident. She kind of brushed by the front of the car. That's why it ripped all the plastic off. So this is just aluminum. I think I can just stretch it out and hammer it out flat. Okay, so we're back on this car again today. A few more parts have come in. The headlights we're still waiting on. They have to go in before the bumper can go in. So what I've been working on is getting the hood off so that I can, well, you saw me loosening up these bumper bolts. Well, I found there's another bumper bolt down in here somewhere, or fender bolt, so I can pull this fender out far enough, because it's tight right now, to get it. And there's a few under here, so I'm going to mess with those. I think I'm going to jack the car up and pop the wheels off if I can find the fancy nut driver for that. My grandson has it stashed in his car, I think. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, I found the right little magic key socket thingy, and it's the same size nut on the back as the socket to take the lug nuts off. And I got my beast, because we love the beast. And that guy fits on like so. I put these wheels on for him not too long ago. These are brand new wheels, and he got new Blizzaks for the drives a long ways to his girlfriend. Damn girls. Aside and the tail, and then we'll do the other side. You don't want to watch that. Those Blizzaks are definitely meaty tires, and he has very little wear on them because he keeps crashing the car and not being able to drive it. But there's some clips for the liner that we got to put in. I got all new clips, some extra clips coming. But I think, yeah, there's our bumper bolt, or our fender bolt right there. So I'm just going to pull that and see if that'll allow the top of this. Here's it. Allow the top of this to pull out just enough, and that's a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter. Let's see if we can get in there. My 10's out. Great. So right down to the 10 millimeter. It is on me socket wrench. Very good. Alright. Put a little extension on there. Put extension on there. These are high-speed fender bolts, I bet. Oh, come on, baby. My little zippy tool, as I call it, you've seen me call it many times. Where'd that go? Okay, there's that. That's another fender liner bolt there. I'm going to leave that right where it is. Some of these have the little pop rivets. We'll see. This feels like something is holding it. Donkey donk. I mean, it's only got to come out. Maybe there's something inside the door frame. Ah. I bet you there's a fastener somewhere in here. Oh, well, that feels pretty loose. Let me look up in here. That's just a plastic bracket. The only place I see bolts is right up here. I mean, we pretty much got the whole damn thing released. Okay, well. Donkey donk, but donkey donk. Here we go again. Hey, watch this. Let's get that headlight loose. That was a 6 millimeter. I believe. Too big. Oh, it was a 4. It was a 4. Never mind. Yeah, 4 millimeter. We'll use these. There's still something holding it, but I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Still. Alright, well, it's underneath this plastic tray trim. Damn it. Okay, well, I gotta take that cowling off. Alright. Okay, me and my lovely assistant are gonna take this hood off. And that's a 12. So I need you to put your hand right hand under here, left hand up here. You might have to kind of push down with that one and pull back with that. Well, it looks like slipping your way, so get this back. have to peel some of the shit out of this. Sorry. That's it, babe. Thank you, boss. Happy wife. So that other shop, I'm gonna have to steal the spray hoses and stuff out. So this bump, this hook hinge is obviously bent all the shit. That headlight's out. I disconnected the battery already. Of course, it's jacked up on jack stands, so I can work under the fenders, because we're going to have to work under the fenders to put the fender liners and stuff back in anyway. Of course, the grill's laying on top of the air cleaner. I'm not sure what else I need to take out. This one looks like the 10mm bolt is shown here, but this fender is bent, and it's bent because this hood hinge popped up and hit it. But that's kind of a good thing right now, because we can take this 10mm out that's at the top, which is the one I couldn't find. And if I take this 4mm out, the 4mm Allen screw, snapped off. Great. Well, it's not super critical, because there's a bolt right back here and there's a bolt right here that holds that. So I'm going to have to pop those two out. And move that. Of course, everything I moved was right in the way. I have to get up under front of this guy first. There's a push pin like thing up in there. Of course, remember the other one I broke. But there's one right in here. Come on. Just to rip right out. Cars are garbage these days, people. Just garbage. At least the trim ain't broken, and I got two of the studs left, so they ought to hold all right. Another 10mm bolt right here. Because I need to change these hinges that are all bent to hell. Now, I don't know if it's a good plan that I take the bolts out and I land right on the ground right below where I took them out. May or may not be logical. So I can pull that out almost far enough now. If I take this 4mm out, I might have enough flex. So I've learned something anyway. What I actually have to take out and what I don't. I went through the trouble to, instead of just trying to get some of these jobs done till the headlights come, because I can't put any of the grill and stuff into this because the headlights kind of ground everything position-wise. So we'll put that up there. Can I pull that out enough now? I think so. Maybe not. Maybe I need this one right here. I don't know why they got these fancy washers in here and Allen screws and stuff, but it is what it is. Because they're in the headlight too. You notice they got like a plastic washer or something. Vibration proof. Oh yeah, I can get them now. I'll just pull that out a little bit. I believe those are 12s. Are they 12s? They are indeed 12s. I need to save them. Because they're sort of like special bolts. Let me get another extension here. 3/8. I got a wobbly. I don't want that wobbly though. Let me just see if I can get this first bolt off my hand. I did buy a couple of M8 bolts. So, this is turning into how to change hood hinges on a Corolla. This is a 2008. What happened is the hood flew up, didn't get latched, and it twisted all, the hinges all berserko. So they're junk, they're going to the scrap metal yard. This car is a wreck. It's my grandson's, he beats the heck out of it. He's a teenager. They're not tight at all. I think somebody was like positioning it and never positioned it correctly. I don't know. But they have, the bolts have like a tapered shaft on them, so they kind of self-center in the holes. And I'll show you one if I don't lose them all. So they kind of self-position. I don't know that there's much you can do. If you notice, there's a round hole, but the bolt has that shoulder that centers it. So I'm just going to put these back in the way they self-center. They're so self-centered. And is it another? Now see, this one's got a little pigtail on the back of it. Oh, that's the mount for the. Huh. Well, did that come out with the other one? Oh yeah, I guess it did. That's the fender mount. That little arm on this. Trash it in here, but you know what? The fender liner has been missing a while. So he's been driving to his girlfriend's house, which I assume from the looks of this is on a dirt road. I want to get these in and get this thing buttoned back up. That's what my goal is right now. You know, instead of tearing stuff apart, I want to start putting stuff back together. Alright. So, I only lost one of these special self-centering bolts. And one was broken. So, I've got one self-centering one for each hinge top where the hook goes on. And then that holds the fender back on, which somebody's already bent this up to repair this in the past. Let's see. jerk it around a little bit to line up the holes a little better. I think there's just one more up front here. Like that. I need to get my number 10 socket. Was I a good boy and put it back in the tray? No. What do you do with it? It's ugly, folks. But, as I said, we're just trying to make it road worthy. Oh, there's my 10. All right. Now, these could be loosened and adjusted around to cover up your exposures, you know, your gaps and stuff. So because take this guy back out. I want to be able to pull this guy around. Come on. There he comes. Don't lose it. Here. I did. So I'm going to pull that. Position here. Smoothing this line out. So I think I can. Tighten this one up now. Push that tight and wrench the body line here. I didn't know I was a body man. Yeah, the reveals look pretty good. Alright, that's obviously somebody else has pulled that up. And now we can press these or put these other 4mm drive bolts back in. I just gotta find the 4mm bolts. Okay, guys, this was something I was dreading, but we're getting there. see the edge of the dirt line where this was screwed down, so that's the one I'm going by. Again, we'll be able to adjust this when we get the new hood on. Alright, fender back on now. I broke this stupid plastic pin on this side when I shoved the trim in. And I had to fix it with super glue. Now I think I got it here somewhere where the repair piece. That's from the other side. I'll find it. It's just another little arrow. Oh, there it is, right there in front of my face. It's just another arrowhead shaped thing. And it literally just presses right into this corner where these little fingery rubbery things, and that's it. They break when you pull them out, but they snap back in pretty good. All right, so we got this one over here done, or taken out anyway. And one of the bolts took off down through the hole, and I don't know where it is. So it's going to have to be wherever it is. He did hit this fender before, so we'll try to, maybe we'll get something behind it and pry it out. I don't know. But, oh yeah, duh. I gotta get this one back in first. The new hinge. It's in the house, right on the step right here. It's funny that this hinge holds the fender on, eh? Alright. Oops. No. So this is the 12. And there's my extension. There's another straight extension. Maybe that'll hold it there. The trick is too, if you got a bolt you want to hold, if you take a piece of paper or tape like this in the hole and then shove your bolt in, keep her. I don't know where I learned that. I guess maybe I just learned it myself. So we'll start the first one. Try to. Come on, baby. Come to Pop. I know that's the right bolt. I need to jam something in here. A little something. I could chase those threads, but there really shouldn't be anything wrong with them because I just took these bolts up. All right, break time. All right, I've been working on this. I think what's happened, I had a hard time getting these to line up with the bolt holes. And I think what the issue is, I don't need my tape anymore. I think that's bent where the hood got creamed so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a big punch or something, and I'm going to drive this down a little bit. I got me a BF8 right here. Chisel that I can put against the base of that hinge to cock it in, because you can see how it's kind of swinging outward. So I need to get this thing blocked out here again. Trying not to bend it too much. Ah! Wrong end of the hammer. Sometimes a BFH is what you need. What do you think? It's a lot better now. Alright. That's the BFH technique. Now, this little guy tucks back in there and snaps into there so the hood can go up and down. And look at that, I can get that screw back in there. If I'm fancy. Oh, that's the one that broke. I really can't get that in there anyway. Alright, so this hood, this fender is a little pranged. Of course, if I could find the right kind of bolt, now I could get it in there. Maybe I can find a south tapper or something to drive the crap right out of it. What do you think? I'm all for forcing it. Captain Columbus, the men haven't eaten in days. We'll force them. That's old. Get that pushed down. No, I didn't take that out, did I? I gotta find me a ratchet again. I'm always losing my ratchet. That's one of those cheap, but good Harbor Freight Pittsburgh 3/8 ratchet with a quarter on the back, so it's a combination. It has the extendo handle so you can get more torque. I've used it a lot, and it's been very, very good to me. I think so. I think, therefore, oh, don't break. Okay. I think, and get that little mother hucky right up in there. That fixes that body line. Alright. That works. You're getting there. I'm no body man, but I'm just trying to make it work, folks. Trying to make it work. Put the one back in the front. I didn't bring my zippy tool out, I should have, but I'm afraid I'm going to over stress things. Alright. I'll just look around and see if I can find some sort of, looks like a number 6 bolt to go in there. Have any, I don't really have much metric stuff, but I don't really see any issue here. This is dented a little bit. Hinge bolts. I can put this thing back in. No, I'm going to wait for that because that's the one I want to try to find a bolt for. But I got this sucked in to the hinge. Hinge worketh. Let me put a little lube on that. What are you going to lube it with? I got some synthetic gear oil. How about that? That ought to stick with her for a while, huh? Oh yeah, she's slippery now. Goop her up. There we go. 2008 Corolla hood hinges. Yes, you have to loosen up the fenders. I found out that the two under the hood, the one under the cover of the cowling there is all you really need. If you have to, there's one down on the inside of the fender well, right in here on a bracket. But so far I didn't need to. I'm going to make it a separate video, but I'm going to include it in this whole video of this repair. Now, time to take out this headlight, but I don't think there's anything holding it other than the wires. Because Equilizion has smashed it, and so it smashed the Saudi headlights too. I don't know. I don't know, boss. Oh, boss. I'm going to save these little rubber things. I don't know if they'll come on my new headlights. I hope so. I got new headlights coming in any day now. Alright. Junk headlights. I gotta fix this. One turn signal bulb. If you look, the wire has broken off it. But I got lucky. I ordered a headlight, a used one, that I didn't use because it was junk. But that socket that's left on it has like 3/4 inch long wires hanging out of it. So, I don't know what this blue wire goes to. Trying to figure that out. Maybe there's a bad wire coming up here with this turn signal and they just patched it with some sort of jury rig connection. I don't know. So that just goes in there like that. So that goes into the hood. Yep. Okay, so I'll leave him back here. So I'm getting a few things done that I wanted to do today. The dirty one is the low beam, I think. Whew. Fingers are getting cold. Okay, there's the outdoor temperature sensor down there. I guess I could go around, but I kind of want to not take all the fasteners out of the fenders yet until I get the... Of course, I got the fender liners. I could start working them around. Because, see, I can see, like, on the bottom here, there's a bolt. And then there's a tab that probably's got a push pin. The holes in the fender liners will obviously show me where I need to go. I don't know. It's the best thing to do. The brakes on this are horrible. Front brakes and rotors are shot. Ugh. Always something on an old car, ain't it? Alright, well, I think I'm going to be done for today. I think I've done what I wanted to do. I got those hood hinges done. I need to look for... Oh, see, there's the other light socket. Now all I gotta do is take some of those I've got some connectors that you just strip the wires and slide them over and heat them with a heat gun, and they'll solder and seal and make it all waterproof all at once. But I don't want to cut any wires yet. I really don't know what this concoction is. Somebody's rig. I don't think it should be there. I don't know what it's there for, unless it's to patch up this fog light circuit. That didn't work, but that doesn't make any sense because do you want to tap off the fog lights from the thing? I don't know. People do dumb stuff I don't understand all the time. I think we might have got the clutch fixed all right. That was also very, very, very light. You could hardly, you had to push it all the way to the floor and bury it before you could get the clutch to release. You come up about 1/4 of an inch and it should engage. It was very tough. And my grandson said, well, I don't know. I thought that's how it was supposed to be. So, whatever. All right, guys. Take care. God bless. We'll finish up this car when the headlights get here. We'll show you how to install the hood, which would just be a two-man job. I've got to take the liners out of the other hood. There's like a felt, and there's the windshield washer jets that are probably brittle enough that I'll never get them out of this one. So I just bought new ones. They were cheap enough. Okay, how to change hood hinges. Now I'll give you another good bird's eye view of it. The bolts are way to frig back in here, so that's why we had to pull the top of that fender loose. And we had to pry off this little triangle to get that bolt out. There was a bolt into the bracket for the hood lip and the hood hinge, and somebody has obviously cut this. See, it's right there. Somebody cut that so they could reach it. 2 bolts in the bottom, self-centering bolts, so I'm not going to worry about positioning those. Then I pulled out these and the one way up here, but I didn't have to. The fender almost fell completely off. Alright, of course you do that on both sides. And of course I had my lovely wife help me. Take care, man.